Now we'd like to add an episode to this particular podcast, and let's just say we want to do that from a conference call. So what we do is go into Manage Episodes, select the feed that we want to work on. In this case, it's the Electronic Marketing Inner Circle calls. And it says we have no episodes yet. So we'll just put in episode 1 here and call it Call 1. And let's just say Marketing Overview. And in description we can put the same, or we can just put whatever we wish in there. We can put a little bit lengthier description. And because we want this to be from a conference call, we're going to skip all of this right here and go all the way down to a conference call. Now what happens is the system will recognize that you're putting something in for a conference call at a certain time at a certain date. And let's just say it's going to be 12:45 Pacific Standard Time, and then we'll go for about an hour on the 2nd, and we should be done around 1:45 p.m. and I hit save. So now what happens is I've added an episode into this particular podcast. Now let's fast forward and see what that looks like if we had a call on that particular date, what it would look like inside iTunes. Now we fast forward here into the future, pretend like we just had a conference call, and about 7 to 10 minutes later, all your participants that were either on the call or couldn't make it, but are subscribers nonetheless, will receive a copy of that conference call delivered directly into their iTunes, and that opens up whenever they open up iTunes, so they can go in and right click and say I want to update my podcast, and there's my call 1 marketing overview that we just set up. Now let's say we have another call and we go ahead and set that up. What will that look like? Now we can add a call number 2. Add episode, hit OK. Call number 2 could be strategy. I think you get the picture by now. And in description we can get more detail, but I'm just going to keep it short for now. And I go down and say, we're going to have this call on the 8th, April 8th, around the same time. So what you're getting here is the ability to schedule ahead. When you know your schedule and you know when you're going to have the call and around what time when it's going to start, when it's going to end, what the system allows you to do to think ahead and actually plan your calls, so that once you've had your conference call using our bridge lines, and I'll show you that later how that works, how that gets recorded, then it automatically gets pushed out. So it hits the save button, and now we've added episode number 2, call number 2 for a future date. And again, let's just pretend as if this is already April 8th and we fast forward it to that particular date. What would that look like? Here in iTunes, again, if they go in and hit update by podcast, it's about 1:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on April 8th. We're about a week out. And let's just pretend that the call actually took place. Hit update podcast, and now nicely and neatly organized in a chronological manner, the call to strategy is now in here, and when users get it, they double click on it and they can actually listen to the call. It's as simple as that.